Dear colleagues, I am Marco Tibaldini and I'm the designer of this educational module which has been designed for departments of classics or high school classes that are very much into Greek or Latin language. The activity requires to split the class into four groups. Generally, I put the groups at the four corners of the room, and it happens quite often that students consider these groups as teams that are competing one against the other. The competition is not required, but sometimes students take it as a spontaneous attitude toward this activity. Then we have to handle the materials to implement the lesson to the four groups, which consist in a gaming board without the rule set and in a series of historical sources which are taken from Greek literature or also from Latin literature. They are all related to this game, which should have been more or less the same that was played by Greeks and Romans. Of course, there should have been local variants, but they are not reported by ancient authors. Students have to cross all the evidence that they can find from literature together with a series of yes, let's say representation of gaming activity, and in this process they can train their historical skills and reconstruct the rules of this game, basing their research and their hypothesis on real historical sources. At the end of the activity, all the group shift to another position and they play with the game with the reconstruction implemented by another group, and so in this way they can compare ideas, perception, possibilities, and the activity ends with a general discussion about how did we reconstruct the rules of this game. The aim of this activity is not to turn our students into experts of ancient gaming traditions, but to make them think that any historical reconstruction must be based on real historical sources. Ideally, this is always the optimum, but this is not always what happens. And sometimes we also have to speculate, we have to make a hypothesis, and then we have to test our hypothesis. And we have to cross our works comparing what we found. And this is more or less what we do in the field of gaming studies. So I think that is a good training activity to train our students in the use of their critical thinking skills.